The white flag is up. Final lap at Talladega. Who's it going to be? Labonte, Earnhardt Jr., Stewart, or maybe somebody out of the pack? Look at this move by Jr. at the white flag.
And Tony Stewart goes with Jr.
Coming with you. 20's with you.
Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton.
Cannot believe the Toyota.
Oh, contact! Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch. Burton and Stewart are side by side. That's all Earnhardt Jr. needs to see. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the $1 million bonus here at Talladega.
Easier around this corner because there's a big crash on the back straightaway.
Hi guys, Dustin here with another NASCAR Diecast review. This is today we are taking a look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2011 number 8 Talladega win from October 21st of 2001. This is the raced version of the EA Sports 500 from Talladega Superspeedway in 2001. This is the number 8 Budweiser Dale Earnhardt Jr. No Bull 5. Yes, for the first time ever, we get a No Bull 5 car. From Action Racing Collectibles. Total production is 64,676. This is a car that Dale Earnhardt Jr. took to victory lane and won the $1 million bonus of the year. 1 year later, after his father, Dale Sr., did the very same thing for his 76th and final win at Talladega Superspeedway in 2000. This is the sleeve, which is I actually like this. And I'm going to let you on a little secret. This is actually, well, this is car I'm reviewing, but it's actually not going to be mine. I'm actually reviewing this, and then probably by the time this video is uploaded, this is actually going to someone. So there's sleeve. I just want you to see it. Actually put this off to the side for now. It's a car with a box. It's always open, and actually in here are 2 different bags that I'm not going to bother opening. This is the bag of confetti from Talladega, and this is actually the bag of $1 million. The bag of $1 million. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was one of the 5 that participated in the No Bull 5 $1 million bonus in 2001. Back when it was NASCAR Winston Cup Series. It wasn't Nextel or Sprint Cup. The No Bull 5 drivers would be marked with a fluorescent orange number up on top of their cars. Like in this, for example. For example, you got the number 8, and you also got the spoiler. You got the front valence. All that is basically orange. I basically call it fluorescent orange or neon orange, however you want to call it. And it basically comes with 2 styrofoam pieces, as always a normal car would have, basically right before they start adding screws on the bottom. I'm not going to take these out and show you because I may lose these and hopefully never get it back, because these are small and they could be sucked up in a vacuum cleaner. So be very careful with this stuff. You can actually put it in a display case, scatter it all of it around, and have a little victory lane in it, and make sure your display case is 100% fully sealed when doing it. Always check for cracks. Here is the car, the number 8 Dale Earnhardt Jr. Budweiser No Bull 5 Talladega Superspeedway win from 2001. Because I would like to know who were the drivers. I know Dale Earnhardt Jr. is actually one. You can actually tell because the front valence right here, and the rear spoiler here on the back, and the number 8 up on top. I couldn't tell who was the No Bull 5 drivers for the... Alright, anyway, I'm going to discuss more about this car. This car is basically the... from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. This is actually for the first time ever. We are actually reviewing a Dale Earnhardt Incorporated car. It basically has the same concept. You basically have one solid color, and you have the stripes going. Like, if you have Steve Park... Like, for example, Steve Park's car will be yellow with the red and the black stripes. Michael Waltrip of Napa Auto Parts would basically be the blue and the white and the yellow stripes. Was race number 31 to 36 on Sunday of October 21st, 2001 at Talladega Super Speedway. It was 188 laps on a 2.66 mile paved racetrack, which is about 501 miles. The time of the race was 3 hours and 2 minutes and 45 seconds. 3 cautions for only 16 laps. Dale Earnhardt Jr. started 6th on that day. And he led 67 laps. He actually led most laps on that day. But what was actually significant about the race, it was remembered for the last lap of the race. When the white flag came out, Dale Earnhardt Jr. passed Bobby Labonte for the lead, and Tony Stewart was trying to take Bobby Labonte away. And Labonte tried to block Bobby Hamilton going high up in turn 2. That really costed him that move. Labonte gets loose after making contact with Johnny Benson, and Bobby Labonte's car flipped up on his roof and slid down the back straightaway. If I remember, it was Mike Wallace in the 12, Bobby Labonte, Johnny Benson, Ricky Craven, Rusty Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Bill Elliott, Dale Jarrett, and oh my god, and I couldn't believe it. I was so stoked when I saw that crash. And when that happened, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, and Jeff Burton raced back to the start and finish line with both the checker flag and the caution that came out. NASCAR, back in the day, NASCAR would, if there was like a crash somewhere on the final lap, they would actually allow the drivers to race back to the line. If it was 2 laps to go, caution came out, that would be the end of the race. Now these days it's basically, and I know it used to be the 3 green-white checker attempt, but due to the fact after what happened at Daytona halfway through the season in July, during trial, Dale Jr. sailed away 3 car lengths, take his 3rd win of the season, while Stewart and Jeff Burton bowed for 2nd place. And, kind of weird on this one, after he took the win, when he kept the win, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was actually docked 25 points after his car failed post-race inspection due to a shortened rear spoiler. And they're not supposed to do that. You can actually tell they did shorten the spoiler. And I know I'm supposed to do fast facts about the car like after I review the video, but I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way. It was actually for the first time ever for Dale Jr. to win the No Bull $5 million bonus for the first time a year after his father did in the very same race for his 76th and final win before his death in 2001 at Daytona on the final lap. So here we go. We actually have, it is a Chevy Monte Carlo. It's a 2001 model. I actually like the way they actually painted the red for the front part. Kevin Harvick one I have was like silver front valance. You actually have Bud, King of Beers. Basically Budweiser back then sponsored NASCAR. I think at the end of this season, Busch Beer is going to be back and Budweiser is going to go away. I'm not sure what they're going to do. All I know is that they're not going to sponsor anymore. And here's actually the fluorescent orange 8. And actually, this is actually a little track bar thing. I'm not sure what this piece is. I've seen this on the roof of Dale Sr.'s car in a documentary called The Day, the Dale Earnhardt story. which actually talks about the 2001 Daytona race that took the life of Dale Earnhardt. And I think this is actually supposed to dynamic the airflow in the car. I'm not sure. This is the spoiler back here. I actually like the fact they actually did put the American flag on here, on the back, because the reason why of this, September 11, 2001 was the day that changed history, and it shook the NASCAR universe. They couldn't be able to go to the New Hampshire race after the attacks. It was actually for the first time ever a race to be rescheduled, but it was actually moved to November 23rd, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving. It was actually set according to owner points as of September 10th. It was actually for the first time ever that a race has, and until the 2014 Quaker State 400 Kentucky Speedway, it was actually the last time a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series has less drivers entered than the regular 43. Inside, this is actually one of them. You actually have NASCAR Winston Cup, Bud Pull Award, Automator, Spicer, Union 76, EA Sport, 3M, Rabies, the official brakes of NASCAR, Goodyear, belts and hoses, basically like smaller sponsors, Sherwin Paint, Champion Spark Plugs. You have Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s name right here. In between it is the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated logo and the flag of North Carolina. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Yeah. Snap-ons right here. Budweiser. The Outlaw. Do we care? It's basically safety clean. Remington Arms. That's also awesome. Actually have a gun sponsor on there. Back then they had gun sponsors. I'm not sure if there are any gun sponsors in today's stock cars. And if you can actually look like right here, here, and here, that's actually the damages that the real stock car took during the race. So they actually added on. As I always do, this is the chassis, the exhaust systems, the transmissions. It's actually a better view. We have Bud up here. It's basically short for Budweiser. Here's the engine, powered by Monte Carlo. The car does turn. I actually like these kind of cars better than the cheapy ones I had when I was a little kid. We actually like this car. Again, this car is not going to be in my collection. This is actually going to be a gift to somebody. It's not going to be mine. I would love to have it myself. And if anybody has one, you can either, just shoot me a private message, contact me, stuff like that, and you can send me the car, like a random act of kindness, like a free gift. Anyway, my name is Dustin, and I will see you later, and this Bud's for you. This video is not endorsed or sponsored by Budweiser. I am doing this, just for fun. Any review that I did with a corporate sponsor, I am not sponsored or endorsed by them. I am basically doing these reviews for fun as a disclaimer.